So, Strago and Gung-Ho are good old boys back from the good old days, and they used to be monster hunters. And apparently this one monster, Hidan, got the better of them. So the subquest is to go into the cave with Strago and hunt Hidan. And I kind of like this scene here, where Realm comes out and she's like, I want to go with you! And Strago's like, nope, you can't come, you're too young. And then you can just assign her to the party anyway, which I've already done. I kind of wish they would make you go through this dungeon as a solo dungeon with just Strago. That might make it more interesting. And I also wish that this dungeon had, like, there's usually a monster in these Final Fantasy games that has a lot of, if not all of, the blue magic spells. And there is a monster like that in the game, but it's not in this dungeon. And I kind of feel like it should be in this dungeon. Or at least something interesting happening here. I mean, I don't really care what they do. I want to save their MPs for the dungeon. But this monster Hidan that we're going to go fight has a blue magic spell that's actually really powerful. Like, it's on par with some of the high-tier magic spells that we spent a lot of time on the Veldt getting those girls. So it's not that Strago will be useless for us, it's just this is where you get his most useless piece of armament. But the dungeon itself, oh my goodness, look how obnoxious this is. So you step on these switches and they teleport you around randomly, and there's a treasure box, and he's like, I'm hungry, I want to eat something. And the only thing he likes to eat is coral, and we don't have any coral. So we've got to just teleport around the dungeon, randomly finding coral. And you don't know how many pieces of coral he wants to eat. Now we have 5 pieces. Is 5 pieces enough? Let's find out. Probably not. I don't like the looks of these Medusa chickens. So we're gonna lure... What do you even have? That he has the same 3 lures we started the game with. Let's see if Aqua Breath does anything here. We didn't stay at the inn in Thamasa. That's gonna make things interesting. I can throw an X-Ether at her, I suppose. So yeah, poor old Strago. He's not gonna be able to do anything good here. We could give one of them the Gladius, I suppose. But we should probably give Strago the Gladius. And then we'll have Realm dual casting second tier spells in here. We'll fix this whole petrification issue first. Don't worry about that. We'll take care of that first. Oh, I can't give her a new relic. No problem. I needed to come into this menu anyway. There you go. Have that, and have that. That's fine. Strago, enjoy the front row, my friend. You know what we'll do? Dude, this is going to be even better. Hold on, hold on. Where's my merit award? I didn't win the merit award! The thing killed me with Traveler! Oh, my own hubris! Okay, it's fine. No, it's perfectly okay. No, oh, he's got the Gladius already. Yeah, we'll just let him in the front row. It'll be fine. He'll be perfectly fine up there. Oh, if I had the merit award, I could give him something cool, like one of Cyan's weapons or something. Here you go. Have 5 pieces of coral. And then, predictably, that wasn't enough coral. We'll go get him some more. And this is it. It's little random teleport circle dungeon. So now let's try feeding him 10 pieces of coral. If we can find... There's 10. Oh, we're up to 12. That's 12 pieces of coral. Ha 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 ha. Sorry, I didn't mean to do that. Now 13 pieces. Something tells me even 13 is not going to be enough. Ooh, there's another box there. Let's see what we can get out of it. Do I even want you to have dual cast? Yeah, I guess you're fine with dual casts. But now when there's only one monster left, we'll just sketch with her. Why not? Alright, so how much coral are we up to now? I said 13, 14 pieces of coral. That's 17 pieces of coral. Look how silly this dungeon is. Just in general, look how silly this is. Let's try Thyra Thundara. Let's see which ones they like, which ones they don't like. Oh. Spitting some acid at me, Arya. Wow, they've all got counterattacks for magic. That maybe not good? Looks like fire is going to do the best. Actually, looks like Yumero is going to do the best. I'm actually going to take off the Soul of Thamasa here. Random encounters here don't need 2 spells. We're going to instead give her some earrings. Do you even have a cure spell? No. You have a little bit of cure that you got from Shiva, and that's it. We were up to, what, 17 pieces of coral? Was that correct? That's 18. Can we make it an even 20? Not in this room, we can't. Alright, here you go. 18 pieces. How do you don't even have a digestive system. Alright, so 18 wasn't enough. So now we gotta beat 18. All of this just to get 1 spell for Strago. That's all we're doing here today. There you go, Faraga. Since people here like fire spells, apparently. One piece of coral. Oh my goodness, that room's a bust. But there's no other treasure in here. Every treasure box in here just contains coral. 3 pieces of coral. 8 pieces of coral. 10 pieces of coral. 13 pieces of coral. Coral's like not even edible. I'm beginning to think this treasure box is trying to just put one over on us, guys. I'm thinking it might not even be legit. So here's a little interesting tidbit. I actually went searching on the internet, and unfortunately it's no longer available, but back in the day there was a website called rpgamer.net, and it was an RPG website back from the late 90s. It's actually still around for some reason. It's very much a Web 1.0 site. But they used to have like a fan art and fan fiction section. And I used to write fan fiction back when I was a teenager. A lot of people are like embarrassed that they used to write fan fiction. I'm not. I enjoyed writing fan fiction back in the day. I was 15, 16 years old, whatever. And there were a couple of occasions when I tried to get my fan fiction on rpgmaker.net, but was turned down for whatever reason. I mean, I'm sure the reason was I was 15 or 16 years old and my fan fiction was terrible. But back in the day, I felt it was like a grave injustice. Do I have a sleeping bag, actually? I got some tents, I suppose. We might accidentally run Realm out of magic points, but did I just warp back to where I was? God damn it. Twice in a row. Where's that save point? Nope, nowhere to be found. So I couldn't get my pieces on RPGmaker.net. I think eventually they did publish a couple of them. I'm not sure which ones are up now. I haven't gone and looked in a long time. But I went looking for this one piece to see if it was on there, and it's not. So either I never submitted it to the site, or I tried to submit it, and they didn't take it. And here's what I did, because they had a set of guidelines for this is what you should do to get your fan fiction on rpgamer.net. And don't pronounce it RPG Gamer. You got a double G happening there, and that's just it's a little bit racist. Let's just leave it at that. A little bit racist. So they had this list of guidelines, and they're like, oh, what you should do is like write about characters. Well, they had a lot of guidelines. Like, first of all, proofread it. Make sure you don't have stuff misspelled. They're not going to publish anything like obscene, like no sex stuff. You know, don't write your. We don't want to print your bizarre Chrono Trigger / fiction. We're not down with that. But one of the things was like, don't cover territory that's already covered. You know, like don't write fanfics. We have a million fanfics already about how cool Sephiroth looks with his windswept hair and his glowing bishy eyes or whatever. And she's like, okay, what you should do is try to cover a character that's never been done before. How about Yumero's loneliness? That was the suggestion. Who wants to write Yumero's loneliness? So I'm like, okay, rpgamer.net, I will write Yumero's loneliness. So I wrote a fanfic called Yumero's loneliness, and unfortunately it's not anywhere on the internet anymore. I went and looked, I can't find it. Hey, we found Hidan, or Hidan, or whatever. So basically in this fight, we have to just chillax and wait until it uses a particular spell. Actually, I think I want to take out all the little guys first. I think fire's going to do the trick. Well, somebody's got reflect. Hey, that worked out fine for us, though. Alright, we have to wait for it to cast a particular spell. I did, though. I looked on the Wayback Machine. I pulled up, like, an internet archive. First I checked RP Gamer to see if it was in their archive. They don't have Yumero's loneliness in their archive, unfortunately. So I looked up the Wayback Machine, look at my website from, like, 2001 or so, or even earlier than that, maybe. And it's not there either. I found the page that has, like, links to all the fan fiction I've wrote, but Yumero's loneliness, unfortunately, was not among them. I need you to cast a spell, dude. I need you to get going on this spell. Maybe we gotta take all these guys out? I don't like Yumero being confuzzled, personally. I want to see if I can't fix that. Ow! And furthermore, ow! Let's finish taking out these Erebus here. He's got kind of a cool monster sprite. Like, Hidan looks like a cool-ass monster. I think it's a unique sprite. They don't use that anywhere else in the game. I'm actually going to throw Kiraga at him. Because I'm afraid Yumero's about to kill him. And I want to make sure that does not happen. You were healing him with the Gladius. Oh, it absorbs Holy. Okay. Take this Man-Eater then. Oh, it's undead. Oh, that's terrible. That's not good at all. Can I bio him, perhaps, and give him some health back? Let's try that. I don't want to accidentally kill this friggin' thing before it uses the spell I need it to use. Yeah, that gives him a little bit of health back. Do you have bio? You don't have anything useful. Not even a little bit. Okay, just finish that thing off. You continue to bio him. I think once we finish off the little guys, maybe he'll use the spell, question mark, hopefully. You go ahead and Kiraga. You know, just Kira. There's the little guy. Now let's see if he uses his big attack. So yeah, unfortunately there's no more evidence that I've ever written a fanfic called, there it is, called Yumero's Loneliness, unfortunately. So this cool looking spell is A, cool looking, and B, pretty powerful. Let's see if we do 10,000 damage here. We did! It's 10,000 needles in truth. Pretty good. I mean, that's a spell that always deals 10,000 damage. That's not bad in this game. Anything that's capable of hitting max damage at all times. But now he's also got Grand Delta. And that's the only reason to come in here. Now, the game is nice, even though this is the only fight in the game where you can learn Grand Delta. No other monster in the game has that particular blue magic spell. But if you go up there and fight the monster and kill it without it using Grand Delta, the monster actually regenerates, and you can go back and try again. So you can go fight that monster as much as you want. I learned that the hard way back in the day when I accidentally killed it. Because I think the first few times I played this game, I didn't realize what the prize was in that dungeon. I was thinking, oh, it's just a little side quest for Strago. That's all that matters. But I was like, oh yeah, he uses a unique spell. No other monster in the game uses that particular spell. That's the only place Strago can get it. There's a monster in the final dungeon, I think it's called the Dark Force, that has a lot of blue magic spells, if not every spell in the game close to it. And like I said, you get a little endearing cutscene with Strago, who, I mean, Cyan is our butt monkey. Strago's just our endearing old grandfather figure. That's it. Strago's just there for moral support, basically. What a twist! It turns out Gung-Ho wasn't injured at all. It was a big lie, just to get to make Strago get his confidence back? I'm not really sure what the idea is behind that, but not bad. Let's go hit the inn and take care of this this poison and some damage that we took. So there we go. He has massive damage to all enemies, 64 magic points. The only blue magic he has in the game are the blue magic spells he started with and the ultimate blue magic spell, and that's it. Thank you, Strago. I'm glad we got to take you out for one more spin. The only other things there are to do in the game, other than the final dungeon, are the bonus content for Final Fantasy VI Advance, which is a massive, boring dungeon filled with gimmick bosses, which isn't much fun, and like a giant, like 100-floor pit of trials kind of thing where you fight like every monster in the game, which also isn't much fun. So we're going to park the save right here outside of Thamasa, and when we come back, guys, we will be going into Kefka's Tower. Shoutouts to Dada for sponsoring this video, and to everybody who helps make my channel possible by supporting me on Patreon.